to my cluttered garage. I'm really glad you're here. A place where we can laugh and talk and days are filled with cheer. The clouds of sun, they come and go, but one thing's always clear. Welcome back, my friend. You know I'm really glad you're here. Yeah.
Hey, welcome back, my friends. I am glad you're here. We've got a great show set up for you tonight. I'm really excited about tonight's guest. So I am indeed glad you're here. And I see there are lots of people already watching tonight, lots of comments flying by. So let me just welcome you to live stream number 49, January 3rd, 2022. And so if you would believe it, I edited that title about 30 seconds before going live because I had mistakenly put 2021. You know, you have to always get used to be you had to practice that for writing checks, but I don't know how many people write checks anymore. I only seems like I only write a few checks a year these days. But anyway, we'll get used to saying 2022. So happy New Year to you. I am happy that we are starting fresh with a new year. I think things are going to go well. I do. Let's take a moment of silence and think about dear Betty White. I was telling my wife that, for some reason, I'm profoundly sad that the world is without Betty White. She was like 17 days short of her 100th birthday, almost made it. But what a life she led. There's a great documentary, I think it's on Netflix, about Betty White that we watched years ago. And what a smart woman, and really a what's the word, trailblazer. I think that's it. Anyway, so just thinking about her. Let me look at the comments here and see how everyone is doing tonight, and then we'll go through a few announcements, and then I'll bring our guest on, and we'll do some sticker giveaways, and it'll be lots of fun. Hey, Chris, first one here. Congratulations. Just like Wally World. First one here. Good to see you, though. And Caden is also here. Hope you're doing well, Caden. I know you've been putting out some more content lately. That's good to see. Margaret, third one here. When does the game stop, right? First one here, second one here. Is somebody going to say 12th one here? Anyway, welcome, Margaret. Welcome, David from RCF Polar Express, minus 7.6. That is cold. We had snow here. Yesterday, I was walking around in a long sleeve shirt only. It was like 60 degrees. And we had this winter storm watch. Then it became a winter storm warning. And, we never believe those things. We got like 6 inches of snow today, maybe a little bit more. And, we're south of Philadelphia. Usually there's this band where the Delaware River is. And it seems like the snow always stops in Philadelphia. And where we are, we don't get it. So this time, it came up the coast the other way, where Cape May and southern New Jersey got a bunch of snow, and a lot of the southern states, so to speak, I guess DC and Virginia got quite a bit. So we got hit pretty hard. Kind of fun, and it's pretty, but it's all mud underneath, so it's kind of messy as well. But what a fun surprise. And Herb's there from snowy Delaware. You got snow today, just like us. Why is that not coming up? There it is. And hey, Adam, I want to say something here. You just reminded me of something. Adam Pittman, first timer on this channel, but you follow Neil. Welcome. I want to mention to you that if you are a first time viewer of the live stream, first I want to welcome you. Also, let us know in the comments if you're a first time viewer here tonight. You'll find that the folks in the comment section, they're very nice people, and they'll welcome you as well. We have a lot of people who come every Monday evening, and it's a great little reunion. So, Adam, welcome. And I can't go through all these, obviously, but Ross is here from Ross and the Land, and Chad from Purple Collar Life. Thanks again, Chad, for your tip about the IBC totes. That was fun. Again, if you watch that video, I didn't get the great deal that Chad got with his, but since posting that video, a local farmer contacted me and he said, I have some you can have. So I guess it'll work out pretty well if I get a couple more and kind of balance out what I paid. Anyway, if my wife's listening, I didn't say I was going to get a couple more totes. What else do we have here to talk about? Lots of comments. Let me go to my announcements, because that way I can stay on track. Reminder that you can find the channel on Facebook as well. If you're watching on YouTube, that is, you can find it on Facebook, Instagram. I post some fun pictures now and then. If you're watching on Facebook, obviously there's a YouTube channel. So different social media platforms where you can find me. Appreciate that. Oh, this is something fun. We'll do this right from the start here. I've been asking you for the past several weeks that if you want me to feature a photograph of your tractor, your equipment, your property, anything that you think would be interesting to the other viewers, to email those pictures to me at contactmcgtv@gmail.com, or Facebook message me, which doesn't work so well, but you can do that. But if you email your pictures, that's great. So what I'd like to do now is I'll show you a few pictures from our viewers, because we don't want to keep Neil waiting too long, or you. We don't want to keep you waiting too long either. But let's see. I did get a few pictures this week to share. I got a video from somebody in Ireland, but I'm not able to show it because I couldn't get it downloaded, and it came on my phone and whatnot. Plus, I got preoccupied. Anyway, sorry for that. Maybe we'll show that next week. So my first picture I want to share is from Jason. Jason wanted to send me his firewood setup. So you can see these pictures here. He's got a very old looking log splitter. I like those big wheels on there. That's great for towing. He's got the totes there. And if you look closely, this is kind of a low resolution picture, but if you look in the background there, he took the tote and cut it diagonally and created like an A-frame roof out of it. I've seen people cut the bottoms of the tote off and flip it over and use it as a lid, but he actually cut it on an angle, and it's like an A-frame roof. I think that's pretty clever. So thanks for sharing that, Jason. Dave sent a picture of his L3901 all cleaned up in front of the water there. That's a beautiful shot. I don't know where that is. Looks like GP's backyard, doesn't it? But it really pretty and all shined up. Very nice. And then Daryl also sent a couple pictures. He has a B2601, just like I do. And he's showing the pallet forks, because he saw my video about the pallet forks and the totes. So he's got a big log there on the pallet forks, and then the totes. And I like the way he cut out the back of it. And that's hopefully how I'll be using it as well. And that nice husky log splitter there. So those are the pictures for tonight. Again, if you have photos you'd like to share and possibly see on the live stream, shoot them over to me at contactmcgtv@gmail.com. And if you're watching from YouTube or Facebook, if you like the live stream, appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up. That's always so helpful. And then during tonight's show, if you have a question for me, for Neil, for both, for either, in your live chat comment, type the word question, or you could probably even type the capital letter Q, and that would work as well. But I always like type out the word question followed by your question. And then it's more likely that we will see that question. We obviously can't answer them all, and the comments go flying by, so we don't see them all. But anyway, that works pretty well. And speaking about tonight's show, you already know that my special guest is Neil from DigDriveDIY. We'll talk to Neil about the spelling of his last name and the pronunciation. I'll save that for Neil. So before we bring Neil on, let me just check one more time with the comments. I like to check this in case I'm rambling away and I read the comments and somebody says your audio's not on, or or your picture's not on. I don't know. I have a little separate monitor set up here so I can see what's going on. But anyway, you never know. Also, there's always a lot of side conversations happening in the comments, which is great. That's what you guys come for, is that you can chat with each other. And I love that. So, but I'm just reading through. And I see Emery Thompson. I feel like I haven't seen you for a while. It's good to see you, Emery. 21 feels like 17. Well, I think 21 does feel like 17. To me, 21 feels like 0. I mean, if it's 21, it might as well be 0. And John's here. Good to see you, John. Everybody's always rooting for John to win the stickers. Keep on trying. Good to see you, though. All right. It's okay if I'm just quiet for a moment while I read, right? Gosh, so many comments, and we have so many people watching. So again, welcome. But let's not waste any more time. I don't want to be wasting your time, and talk about my guest tonight, Neil from DigDriveDIY. I think that the first time that I saw Neil's channel was, and I didn't mention this to Neil, I think it was a golf cart video that he had done. And I think it might be a club car golf cart, which I have. So that's probably why I found it. But I watched that and I thought, what a great video. I mean, so well done. It kind of documentary style, television show style, really, really impressive. And Neil's just a do it all kind of guy. In fact, I think the first time I watched Neil, my takeaway was, there's a guy who would cut his own hair, my kind of guy. So that's what I think of Neil. He does lots of things on his channel. If you haven't checked it out yet, he does firewood processing. He works with farm equipment, tractors, projects around his property. Great stuff. All the things that we all like so much. So before I bring Neil on, I would like to play a little clip here, a little introduction of Neil. And then when the clip's over, we'll bring Neil on and we'll start chatting. How's that sound? Sound good? Good. Here you go.
Well, today's video is going to be a little bit different than the usual. It's an exclusive for DigDrive, for the true DigDriveDIY fans.
DigDriveDIY.
And I've installed a little unit that uses Wi-Fi, and if the power goes out, it will. If the power goes out, the Wi-Fi won't work. What would you do? Text 1, 2, or 3 to 1-800 Smart or Dumb.
Neil, there you are.
How you doing, Ed?
Excellent. I am so happy to see you. Thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Hey, I'm really glad I'm here.
We are glad you're here too.
Oh, that was a great compilation there. Some of that last video at the end, that was an old one. That was almost 10 years ago, probably. So that's
I
cool.
believe that when I searched your content, I think that might have come up as the oldest video. So I don't know if that was your first published video or if that's your, the oldest one you have that's public.
Yeah,
but,
that's it. Oldest one that's public. So that's cool.
It was just you on a lawn tractor scraping the driveway.
Yeah,
There's a whole
catalog of videos of my daughters that I turned off, but yeah, there's some old ones on there. I think my first video was in 2011, so it's been 11 years now.
That's awesome. That's what a credit to you for sticking with it, because it's so much work.
Well, I tell you, in the early days, I wasn't even trying to be a quote YouTuber or content creator. I just put stuff on YouTube because it was easy to access, and we would text messages back and forth. We could text a link and then watch it, but there was no way to share the video between phones. So that's what I was doing. I was putting videos of my tractors up on YouTube to share with buddies. That's kind of how it started, until one of them went really big. But
yeah, I wanted to talk about that. We could talk about that right now. And that video, for those who haven't seen it, there was a clip of it in the intro here. That was the bulldozer being loaded on the truck, on the side of the truck. You're at like 7 million views.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's an interesting story. I put that on there. We were digging a friend of mine's basement, my friend Ryan, And it's actually my friend Jack that's driving the bulldozer. And I thought, well, this is just really cool how he loads this dozer on the truck. He does it every day, multiple times a day. And I just shot it with my phone. And I thought, I bet people on the internet would think this is cool. And I put it on YouTube and didn't think anything of it for probably a year or two until I had a friend message me one day and said, that video of yours has like 300,000 or 400,000 views. Yeah, that's it right there. So this had 300,000 or 400,000 or 500,000 views before I even knew that it was being viewed on YouTube. And before I knew it, it was 1 million, and then 2 million, and then 3 and 4. And I thought, boy, oh boy, maybe I ought to monetize this, or, I already had enough subscribers from this one video alone. So I got lucky in the YouTube world in terms of having a video go viral that I didn't even do on purpose. So it's just dumb luck. And then it wasn't, well, this was in 2016 when I did this, and I didn't start making videos on purpose as a content creator. So we call ourselves now, until 2019, I believe. So
how about this? Okay. So it's been really a shorter time than the 11 years. You started using YouTube 11 years ago, but you really got serious only about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, actually, I only got serious, I guess it was 2 years ago, right at Christmas time, 2 years ago. So yeah, 2020 and 2021 is where I was making a real commitment to try to make videos.
That's great. And, I watched this video and it looks so simple. I mean, obviously there's no editing. You just shot the dozer driving up there, and he does it perfectly. Like, there is something about this video that's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Because at first I thought maybe people expect something bad to happen.
Yeah, I
and
think
it doesn't. So. Nothing bad happens. But I guarantee it's not as easy as he makes it look. I'm thinking how nervous I'd be driving that thing up there and then spinning it around like that.
Yep.
It's.
I've actually done it on that truck, and it is pretty nerve-wracking, especially your first time. But yeah, I'm fascinated to watch him do it, and I've seen him do it 100 times. So I thought, well, people will get a kick out of this, and I uploaded it and forgot about it. Here we are, 7 million views later.
and 2 takeaways for me. Number one is, I can't believe that those ramps can hold it, because they don't even look that robust, but they don't look like they flex or anything.
Yep.
And then that also seems like a lot of weight on that truck, but it handles it. So
yeah, it's pretty mild for that truck, but it's a nice rig. They use it every day. So I'm thankful that Jack let me film him.
Yeah, maybe Jack is too. So does that video still perform for you? I guess that's when you look at your analytics, are people still finding it and watching it?
Oh yeah. It's always one of the top 10 performance wise. It's not very long, so it's not a big revenue generator or anything like that. But I obviously got my start with it and got a lot of subscribers from it initially. I hope people didn't come here just for bulldozer loading videos, because they've been disappointed for a long time now.
Yeah, no, you've kept it up with so much other content, and I think people like you for who you are. So I'm going to look through some of these comments again. You can see them as well. It looks like you have some of your audiences here as well, so it's good to see them.
I recognize a lot of folks. My cousin Tony's in here. Hi, Tony. Sassafras Valley's in here. Dave, I know a lot of these names coming through. Marcus has been asking me about, he commented on a video earlier today. He wants to know when I'm going to work on Bill. Bill is one of my John Deere 318 garden tractors. It looks terrible, and it's kind of starting to run terrible as well. And I've promised and made the commitment to try to fix it up. And I'm hoping to roll that into the shop within the next, I'm going to Florida, Marcus, in 2 weeks. And Bill's coming in the shop after we get back from Florida. So 1st of February is when it'll start.
So Bill is a John Deere lawn tractor. Is that right?
That's right. It's a 318, and it's like I said, it looks terrible. It had sat out in the weeds for probably 10 or 12 years. And I call it Bill because I paid one $100 bill for it.
That's a good explanation. I was trying to think John Deere and Bill, where that came from.
Yeah, I've got Bill because he was a $100 bill. I've got Brutus because he's a muscular brute. It's got a 25 horse engine and a 316. And I got Old Timer, which is the first 318 I ever bought back in like 1998 when I was just a kid. And I still have him, but he's been parked in a corner for a while too. So I like to name the tractors, and That started a long time ago. My dad's always named all his trucks and stuff, so the tradition kind of just keeps going on. You know how that goes.
That's neat. Yeah, I don't do that, but if you watch Tony's Tractor Adventure, he's got a crane truck they named Ichabod Crane, which which is great.
I like that. Yeah, it's amazing that the comments are kind of distract. Keith Knepstein, he's in here. Hi Keith. This is really cool though.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up. So apologies to the viewers if we don't pull out your comment, if we don't see it, and if it's a burning question, post it again and maybe we'll see it. So there's a question from is it Andon about how long you've had is that now? Do you have more than one backhoe, or do you know what he's talking about here?
I've had two. So the backhoe that I have right now is a John Deere 310 SE. It's a 1998, and I purchased it in 2011. So I've had that one for 11 years now. And I had a 1976 410 prior to that I had since 2003. So I've been with a backhoe since 2002, I guess. So going on 20 years. And I worked in excavating prior to that. I bought my first backhoe from my first job where I did excavating work, and I've never been without a backhoe since I was 18 years old. So
now, is that the backhoe that has the wood processing claw on it?
Yeah, the current one does. The 310 SE has the backhoe splitter that I built for it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, tell me about that a little bit. Where that idea came from and how you fabricated that.
Sure.
That splitter. And
so
I'm going to show some of that video as you're talking then, if I can.
Yeah. Well, that is famously one of those deals, like I'm sure everyone else has experienced. They think they come up with a great invention. I like to say it's one of my best ideas that someone else thought of first, because I knew that what I wanted it to do, and I knew that I wanted it to be mechanical. And so I came up with a concept and had kind of like a working model, and then discovered that someone had already created it. There weren't many pictures or videos of it at the time, because I built this probably 10 years ago as well. There wasn't much on YouTube like this, but I did find some pictures and videos of something very similar. So I just built mine from those, my interpretation of what they had built. And I've refined it a couple different times. I had a 4-way wedge on there for a while, and I hadn't engineered it quite correctly, so it wasn't doing a good job. But the problem was we would come up with all these great big huge rounds and then not have a comfortable way to get them onto the splitter, and it was just dangerous and hard on your back. So I thought, man, there's got to be a better way to do this, and we came up with that right there. I mocked it up out of plywood first, and kind of proof of concept it, and then had all my dimensions and drawings made up, and then had a guy burn it on a big burn table, all my pieces, and then my cousin Larry and I welded it together, and I've used the heck out of it.
It's such a great idea. I mean, it's the principle is basically like a bucket with a thumb, with a mechanical or stationary thumb, but you've got a bar at the end there, and then the cutting edge.
Yeah, and you see those little hooks on the back side. That's an afterthought, because I needed a way to grab a hold of the logs and pull them to me, and I could never get them to me, so I welded those on, and they worked great. And
like just little claws to pull back on.
Yep.
And you're obviously, you've had a lot of practice, and you're a skilled operator, because when you're closing that claw, you can't feel it like you can with your hand. So you have to know you can't close it too much, you'll split the wood, but not enough, it'll slip out of there. So
that's exactly right.
Yeah.
It takes a little finesse, and if you want to split wood like that, you get a lot of time on it real quickly. So fortunately, I had some time on the backhoe prior to that, and I didn't get frustrated right away. But other people that have tried it, they get frustrated pretty quick. So
yeah,
it takes some patience to stay with it.
Well, what we've just watched right there would probably be an hour's work, lugging these things to a splitter and whatnot. So you're just by, even if you don't split them all the way to wood stove size, at least you're breaking them down so that they're manageable. Right.
I was laughing at my brother in the background. There's my little nephews. They're all hamming it up. This is one of my earliest videos. This is a video I made when I first actually tried to make videos for YouTube. So It's kind of interesting. I have not watched this in a long time. My dad and my nephews and my brother are all helping me at the neighbor's house.
This may have been also one of the first videos I saw from your channel.
Oh
If
yeah.
I'm not mistaken, my brother-in-law might have sent it to me or told me about it because he's had always thought about doing something similar to that. So
Yeah. I've done several. There's my brother on there now. Yeah. I just see my brother in the comments, but he,
yeah.
he, yeah, I've made several videos about that backhoe splitter, and I'm always amazed at how many folks are seeing it for the first time with each version of the videos I make, and I have a video that's even older than this one from probably 8 years ago, closer to when I first built it. And there's people that occasionally find that video and then ask if I have any more videos of this splitter. And of course, yeah, there's plenty.
Right.
Funny how YouTube works sometimes.
Yeah, it's interesting to me, and I don't want to get off on a tangent talking about YouTube because I know a lot of people watching aren't creators, but we do have a lot of fellow creators on here, and I was surprised by how current YouTube is. When I started making videos, I thought I would create a little library of videos that people would find and enjoy, but then as you go forward, you find that it's a lot like television, where it's the latest episode that people seem to be most interested in,
Yeah,
and
that's very
those
true.
latest episodes are watched and then they kind of taper off. But so it's a very current platform, which again surprised me. So
yeah, that's very true. Every once in a while, I'll get a new viewer that will comment. It's happened really recently too. They'll latch on to my videos and then go through every one and make sure to comment on every one, and it's a nice reminder of some of those old ones. When you haven't seen them in a long time or seen any action on them in a long time. But yeah, you're definitely right that there's so much about YouTube that is just current. And if you see a video sometimes it's 2 or 3 years old, you're not as likely to click on it just because you want to see the person now and know what they're up to now,
Right. Yeah.
So
It's interesting. Maybe it would be better if YouTube didn't date the videos. I don't know.
Right.
It was just
That could
just
help.
content driven, but
Sassafras Valley is asking, 24 inches is about the maximum that I could comfortably split. And that's too long. 20 is the best. And I try to make them 18. I didn't want it to open up too long or open up too wide just because you reach some mechanical limits. So that's the answer to that one.
interesting.
24 inches is the maximum. It'll split.
Chris here has a question. Now, I didn't know this about you, Chris. Chris, as a graphic designer, he's wondering about your logo. If you designed that yourself, or it really, I mentioned to you privately when you showed that to me. I said, "What a great logo you have there."
Yeah, I've went through a lot of different versions of like ideas for logos, and that's a great question. So I'm not very good at graphic design on the computer, but I love to like pencil draw. This was my first idea for my YouTube channel name. I wanted to call myself the Gen Excavator or Gen Excavating.
Oh, great.
It's a play on like the millennial farmer.
Yeah.
But so I came up with the idea that I wanted a backhoe, bucket, and the tractor tires and the wrench as my three icons for the D's. And then I worked with, actually it was, I think Brock Maggard suggested, he's got Rock Hill Farms.
Yeah.
Suggested, I think 48-hour logo or something like that it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And you can commission some graphic designers and they'll take your ideas and drawings and convert them into a digital format. And that's what I did. So took my pencil drawings, presented them to them, and then they kind of turned them into what I wanted. And it was fun to work with. And I really appreciate that comment about it too, because I stressed long and hard about that logo.
It's a tough decision, right?
Oh, it's terrible. That's my second logo because I did not like the first one.
And even the channel name, that's a struggle. I mean, I struggled with that myself because you don't know what the channel is going to turn into. You kind of have an idea of what you want to do, but unless you're really focused on what your content's going to be, it's difficult. My channel was going to be, and it kind of is, but the idea was projects around the property. And in my mind, I thought I was going to show tractor videos. I thought I was also going to show maybe plumbing projects and things like that I don't know that the folks have too much of an interest, although you've done it, Neil. You've got your last video about the flooded basement, which I'm sorry to see. That was really a well done and watchable, fascinating video. I really enjoyed it a lot.
Oh, thanks. It's tough. It was really tough to want to pull out the camera while there was water in the basement, but at least I had the force. I thought, well, I'll want to document this in some way, and I'll make do with the footage after the fact. Sometimes you got to do that, but you're so right. It was hard to everything on YouTube and all the things that try to teach you how to conquer YouTube, tell you to niche down and to find your audience and then stick in that vein, because you'll alienate people if you try to wander from it. And that for me was just not going to work, because I do so many diversified things. My interests are way beyond tractors or excavating, even though that's where my core is in, machinery and excavating equipment. But, I have DIY projects around the house, and we might reside a barn, or we're planning to put new kitchen cabinets in the kitchen. And some tractor people aren't going to want to click on that. I understand. But, I just think there's a lot of us folks out there that do have, varied interests. And so that's what I tried to go for. That's why I named it DigDriveDIY. That pretty much covers every video I have made so far. There's some kind of digging, some kind of driving, or some
kind of DIY, right?
Yep. So that's why I named it that, because I thought, well, as long as it's in the name, I can't claim I didn't stick to what
That's right. That kind of is your niche then, really. I mean, it's a little bit of everything. And your channel is it kind of follows the same vein, I think, as like a homesteading channel. Some homesteading channels show a little bit of everything, and you're following the family or following the person. And I think that's what you've created here, is people are following you and they like what you do. And like you said, some might not care about a kitchen cabinet install, but others will enjoy it because they like to see what you're up to. And again, your content, the quality of your content is so, I just say watchable, but it's enjoyable because you put obviously so much time and effort into shooting, editing, scripting, voiceover. Like you really tell a story, and it's really great.
Well, I really appreciate you saying that. I do try to. I started out the YouTube stuff wanting to maybe document some of my projects. I thought, well, this would be cool to look back and see, this digging project or this driveway that I rebuilt or whatever. That was my initial idea. And it has since morphed into what you've mentioned is the story aspect of it, and just trying to make something that's enjoyable to watch regardless of what the content is, so that someone that came for tractors is still willing to watch a flooded basement. So, and I know that I'm not going to always get the views. I know that the tractor videos get the biggest views and the wood splitting videos get the biggest views. But for me personally, I can't put any less effort in something that isn't one of those type of videos just for the sake of views. I want it to be a quality version, I guess. That's just the way I am and the way I go about it. But right or wrong, it may not be good for YouTube, but I don't have any regrets so far.
No, that's great. There's a question here. I forgot to mention this earlier. Linda's asking what state you're from. You're in Indiana, correct?
Yep, I'm in Indiana. I guess I should have did a bit of better introduction in the beginning, but yeah, from Northeast Indiana. I'm 45 years old. I've been married to my wife for going on 19 years. We have twin daughters, 10 years old. And I live across the field from my parents and across the other field from my brother. I've only lived at my parents' house and at the house I'm at now. So real homebody type of, just family's important. And my wife's family's 2 miles away. We're a golf cart ride from half of my family. So
that's beautiful. Now the house you're in, did you build that house?
No, this is an old farmhouse that was, I have family that are farmers, and this was a property that a farm that they had bought that had a house and buildings. It was a rental for a good long time. And I rented it with a couple buddies in the late 90s, early 2000s. And my wife and I bought it in 2002 and got married in 2003 and been here ever since. We keep adding on, and we remodeled the house in 2006. We jacked the house up and held it up with I-beams and dug a basement out underneath it, and poured a basement and added on. We doubled the size of the house, but the original house, the farmhouse, is just poorly insulated, and just it gave us an opportunity to kind of get a clean slate, new plumbing throughout everything, new heating system, and So we did the house, and gosh, I think of all the videos I could have had. I do have footage of most of this, but built the house. Then we added the garage, like built a 3-car garage in 2012. And then I built that was in 2008, built a shop in 2013. So just always trying to make improvements to the property.
And you do have footage of the shop up there. So that was great.
Yep.
Before I was doing YouTube, you mentioned digging the basement, and I think my brother-in-law is watching tonight. We did a project where we had a room in the house here where it was just a breezeway turned into a room, but it was a concrete slab, and I had termites enter, and they ate the walls all the way up to the rafters. So we decided to put a crawl space in this place that was really just a slab. So we took out the sliding patio doors, and he came over with his backhoe, and he dug it out from inside. Basically, he was coming into the living room with his backhoe and dug out a crawl space. And it was fun. But that would have been some fun content too.
Oh yeah, that's the shit.
And your scenery is beautiful, and I know you live out there. It's all farm country. It's all flat land, but when it's green and crops are in, your drone shots are fantastic. I mean, you do such a great job with those. But yeah, it's a beautiful area out there.
Yeah, we like it. We haven't gotten away from it.
That reminds me, everything you just talked about your family, about living on the farmland. I want to show a little clip, and I want to talk about that a little bit. But you did a video about your dad's semi truck.
Yeah,
Vince, right?
My mom is on here. She just mentioned it. Yep.
Oh, nice. So you made this video, again, documentary style, kind of documenting your dad's last ride with this truck, so to speak, and you show some of the scenery there, and again, you're such a great storyteller. So I just want to show a short clip of that, and then we'll talk about that a little bit, if that's okay.
Yes. They say it doesn't feel like work if you truly enjoy what you're doing, and well, I've never heard Dad refer to truck driving as work. But these days, in these times, struggling to keep the truck busy enough to just pay for itself does feel like work, which makes it feel like the right time to move on to the next phase of retirement. The phase where there are no more early mornings or late evenings. Full-time retirement. Lord knows it couldn't be more well-deserved, Dad.
You're killing me, Neil.
Yeah.
I cried watching that video, honestly. It was so sweet, so sentimental, and you could just feel, your love for your family and that, and your love for Vince the truck.
Yeah. That was a bittersweet moment for Dad. I knew, it just, like I said, there comes a time where if you're struggling it was a hobby job. He was a retired electrician, retired in 2010, and bought the truck to do in retirement. And he loves it. He still loved it, but it was just time for it to move on, I guess. So I wanted to make a proper tribute to it, and that's what came out. I guess that's what was in my brain, and that's what came out.
And that is the beauty of being a content creator. And not everybody, a lot of people don't have the ability to put a story together or even record and edit video. It's kind of one of those things where you either have it or you don't. There's something inherent where it just makes sense how you put it together. You have that ability, but it's for those of us who do video, it's such a great way to express yourself. And I think that's exactly what you're saying. It's a way to get those thoughts out. People do it with songs, with painting, and so many different art forms, but this is an art form, and it's a form of expression. And
that's that's very well said. And that's exactly how I feel too. I walk around with video ideas in my head all the time. And it's like, how can I present this story in a way that will make other people appreciate it as much as I do in my head? And the challenge is getting it out in a way that's easy to take in. And that's where, like you said, the true art comes into it, the true creator aspect of it. I have a very artistic side, I guess. I drew a lot as a kid and liked painting, and I was I was in the band when I was in high school, and I wasn't much of a sports guy. I was more of an arts guy. And I didn't tap into that very much in my adolescence and early adulthood because I was running heavy equipment and doing that type of thing, which there's an art to that as well, certainly. But the YouTube has really opened up that part of my brain again, that creative part that makes you just want to, I don't know, take an idea and express it somehow for others to enjoy. So that's what's driving me to YouTube now, to do it rather than just documenting things.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just want to mention to the folks watching, if you're watching on YouTube, I did post a link to that particular video in the description in YouTube. It's marked as a featured video. So when we're done the live stream tonight, I would encourage folks to click on that link and watch that video in its entirety.
I appreciate it.
Super, super well done. And not to mention, if you haven't subscribed to Neil's channel, make sure you do that as well. After this live stream, don't go away, but after the live stream, go check out Neil's channel, check out all his videos, and definitely subscribe if it looks like something you're interested in. And I think a lot of the people who watch my channel would be very interested in what you're doing over there. So I appreciate that very much.
So. I see a lot of familiar names. I hope they're all checking out Ed's channel after this is over with, or after they check out, and that touches on a point you mentioned earlier, that video of Vince, the Volvo, my dad's semi truck. That's one of my lower viewed videos. It's one of my favorite ones. And here it is taking a back seat to some of these other ones, so it just goes to show you, you never know.
I've had that same experience, and I've shared it with folks here on the live stream, that one of my favorite videos still is my sister is a beekeeper, and she has several hives here on the property. I think we have 5 of them now, and she's does such a great job with it. So she's got hives here. She's got hives at her farm. Last summer, or maybe before that, but the bees swarmed from the hive. And when they do that, the beekeeper has to find the queen, has to gather the bees up and put them back. It's really fascinating.
Yeah.
And I was really proud of this video I did of her capturing this hive. And it's one of my least viewed videos. And
I know.
I even go back and watch it sometimes. Like, this is so, it's good. At least for me, I enjoy it. But you're right. The ones often that you put your heart into don't get the views. And then and then you show a bulldozer driving up on a truck and you get 7 million views. Go figure.
Yeah. Let's do that with a 20-minute video.
That's right. That's right. So, but like you said, it's about the expression, and you're you're doing it because you love it. So that's the whole whole idea. Somebody had said he asked a question earlier and forgot to post the word question. So I'm trying to look for that question.
Yeah, you can look for that. I saw a question. Someone asked if I'm a full-time YouTuber. I am not. I have a full-time job as an agronomist, and there's actually a video on my channel explaining what I do at my day job. But I'm an agronomist and a consultant. We work with farmers. Primarily, we take soil samples of the farm fields. We send that into a laboratory and then share the results with the farmer and consult with him on what to do to better improve his crops and his land. So that's my primary job.
That's amazing. And I want a little bit of credit here for being ready for that. Look at that.
Yeah, look at that.
Because when you told me that offline, agronomist, that was the first time I ever heard that word. So I wrote it down and looked up, like, what is an agronomist? I mean, you told me what it was, but I had to look up the definition. So you're an expert in the science of soil management and crop production.
Yeah, expert. Yeah, I don't know. But that's not my, I've had, this probably lends itself maybe to my videos and just this wide variety of things I do, is that I've only been working as an agronomist for the last 6 years. I've had a lot of different careers, I guess you could call them, or jobs, but they've all been meaningful in their own right. But that's kind of what's shaped me into how I am and the way I am today. Is that I graduated from high school and started doing excavating work right away. I worked in excavating for 10 years and loved it. Never got tired of running heavy equipment, really, but I felt like I should go to college. So I went to college to be an elementary school teacher and got my license and my degree in elementary education. And then that's when the job market was super tight back in like 2005, and there were no jobs for teachers. So I got a job actually with the company that my mom worked for at an engineering place. and they built machines, big production machines for factories. So I got to work in a tool and die shop and work with pneumatics and hydraulics and spend time on the lathe and mills. And I was just eating that up, and I loved it. And then I got a job doing work with precision ag equipment. Actually, my current boss got me my previous job, and I worked on auto steer and the development of precision guidance on farm tractors and combines and sprayers. And that took me all over the world. I got to go to Germany and France and all over the US, like traveling and testing out auto steer equipment on farm tractors.
Wow.
So I did that for about 7 or 8 years, and that kind of ran its course. And all the current tractors and machines all have auto steer built in. So my good friend that got me the previous job said, well, why don't you come work for me now as an agronomist? So that's where I'm at now.
Wow. So you should be like 68 years old with all that experience. You did an awful lot in a short time.
Yeah, I look good for 68, right?
Right. Hey, and of course, and I know that the teachers that I know would probably tell you made the right choice, because they're having a hard time these days. So I think you'd make a great teacher. Obviously, you have the skills that you'd do well with it. But I know it's hard for the teachers that are out there these days.
It sure is.
So
I have a lot of respect for teachers, and I love the act of teaching, and I love kids and that whole side of it. I wasn't crazy about some of the red tape stuff that was coming down the pipe. And, that's just, it was kind of a lucky thing that I didn't get a job right away. I did some substituting, some long-term substituting, and never got placed. So
right.
Path went a different way. I
You
don't
can be
regret
like
my
your dad. You can retire one day and you can teach, or like he changed careers after retirement. So
Yep.
who knows?
Yep.
I did find this question. I think it's an interesting question. Basically, what projects have you done that you sort of wish you hadn't done yourself? And then I guess the flip side is, what projects have you hired out and thought, I could have done that?
Well, that's an
I'll give an
interesting
example. You think about that. I'll give an example. Just as I watched your basement video, the flooded basement, we were just finishing up having a French drain installed in our basement, and I hired contractors to do that, because it's a pretty big job to break up the inside perimeter of your basement and dig it out and lay pipe and stone. I know I could have done that. In fact, I bought a jackhammer from Harbor Freight about 4 years ago, thinking I was going to do this. I waited for this jackhammer to go on sale. Finally went on sale and I bought it. But I just, I don't have a large pool of buddies around that could help me dig out a foundation and carry stones and whatnot. So I did hire that out. I don't regret it. It wasn't cheap, but it just wasn't going to get done. And this house has had a wet basement since it was built 65 years ago. So I'm excited for rain. But anyway, that's an example of a job that, well, that's not really an example of the question, because I don't regret hiring it out. But anyway, what do you think? Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah. So the one thing that comes to mind recently, I'm very thankful for all the projects we've done around the house. I'm glad that we did those. So I can't say that what I would hire out now is like painting jobs, drywalling jobs, things of that nature. One job that I did myself that I would hire a contractor now for, and there's a video on the channel of it. I put leather seat covers in my F-150 pickup truck. So you have to remove the cloth factory seats and put in these leather cat skin seats. That was 3 days of discomfort, and I would pay for that now. But and what have you hired out that you would do yourself now? Well, I don't know. I haven't hired too many things out, to be honest with you. So I guess I don't have a very good
pole
answer.
barn, right? You hired contractors for the pole barn, right?
I did, but I still
you probably don't regret that either.
No, not really. I get a lot of enjoyment out of doing things myself, and I get just as much enjoyment out of watching someone else do it too. Sometimes.
Yeah. And, I just, some of my recent videos, I talked about pouring concrete pads here, and I've helped pour concrete in the past, but there's something about watching a professional or somebody who does it every day. When they do it, you're like, oh my gosh, this would have taken me forever. And like you said, it's fun to just watch them. I do want to give a couple thank yous here for Caden for the super sticker and super chat, and ITC quick attach. I can't seem to put those up on the screen, but thank you guys for those. That's very generous, and I do appreciate that.
That's awesome.
Let's see if there's any other questions. We're going to do a sticker giveaway here in just a minute, as we do every Monday night. So get ready for that. We're down to just the 2 stickers now. I used to have a third one, but we're running low on those. So folks can win both the color sticker and the monochromatic sticker as well. So they're vinyl stickers, and it'd be great if one of your viewers won these tonight. So I am going to scroll down here just to check any comments. If you see anything, call it out.
What DIY task you did and were not familiar with? I rebuilt a transmission in a Ford Ranger one time, and I had never done that before. That was kind of fun. That Ranger went in reverse and wouldn't drive forward, so I bought it and just rolled the dice, bought a rebuild kit, and did it on my countertop in the garage before I had my shop built. So that's one of them.
Was that a manual transmission?
No, it was an automatic.
Okay. I was thinking I watched that video, but I don't think I think I watched something else then.
No, that was long before the videos.
Okay.
But that's one thing. There's been a couple other things. I would hire somebody to, like I said, paint the roof of my old barn. What else have I done that I've never done before? I'll usually tackle anything about once, usually.
Yeah.
But I have, and you mentioned this, I want to make sure I touch on this too, because I have so much help, like so many people that friends and family, like my cousin Tony that's on here. Tony, he's on here, and I see Keith Knepstein and my brother Nate talking about my friend Clint and my brother, just all these people around us that we all work together, and we got a heck of a community here where we live. And there's just no shortage of people that are willing to drop what they're doing and help you out. And all this stuff that I have here wouldn't be possible without that. So that's a big asset that's made me be able to do a lot of these DIY big time projects, because you can't tackle them yourself.
Yeah, that's great. And as a person from Indiana, what do you call yourself? And you're not an
Hoosier.
Indianian.
Hoosier.
Oh, a Hoosier, but you don't use the word Indiana for that. I was trying to think Indianian or something.
Yep, Indiana Hoosiers.
That's right. And I mentioned this early on too. Now your name, people look at your name and they think it's Neil Koch, Koch. Yep. I looked at it and I thought it was Neil Koch because I've heard that pronounced that way. But you told me that it's I guess a German derivative.
I think it's more the German phonetic pronunciation, and this is the English version of it, but the German phonetic pronunciation is like Koch, like with an F on the end. So we pronounce it Kof, rhymes with loaf. And when I did my teaching, my student teaching and my substituting, I always had to say, I'm Mr. Kof, rhymes with loaf. And then the kids would remember it for the entire day. So that's how we remember
our name. Spell it.
They could not spell it. But the people around here, fortunately, the people in our little community, our area, they see Koch and they'll pronounce it Kof. And then you know that someone local when they read your name that way.
That they know. Yeah. Yep. So you couldn't say to the kids, sound it out, right? No, exactly. Don't sound it out. So, well, that makes sense. My name's spelled E-D, but we pronounce it Charlie. So it's kind of the same thing. That's good. So I see where that comes from. Anyway, listen, we're coming up on the 8 o'clock hour, and I do want to give away these stickers. So let's do that right now. We'll chat a little bit more later on, but I don't want to keep you too long. So for those who are watching for the first time here, the rules are, this is for just for our Canadian friends and U.S. friends. I can't send them anywhere else around the world, but Canada and U.S., you can enter. You're going to type a phrase or a word in the live chat when I share it with you, exactly the way you see it. And then I have a comment picker that will randomly pick the winner. If you have won these stickers in the past, please don't participate because we want to give everybody an equal chance to win. I think that is my full disclaimer about this. So let's get the word of the night, and we will play that. Have a little music in the background.
I thought I was going to have trouble coming up with stuff to talk about, but I guess I won't shut up.
No, it's never a problem. So we did have 6 inches of snow here today. So enter the word #SnowDay in the live chat, and we'll see how many entries we get. Normally it's 40 or 50 or so, and then we'll pull the trigger here and pick a winner. So you can see the entries coming in.
How many people did we have watching? I can't see that.
There are currently 140 watching, 141 watching, it looks like. I think we were close to 150 in the past. So we're doing well. That's a good audience. I appreciate everybody being here tonight. 32 entries. That's good. And hashtag snow day to win both of these stickers.
That's cool.
All right. Well,
so many people I recognize. Black Dog. He's always commenting on all the videos.
well, there's GP. Good to see you, Gord.
Hey, GP.
Gord was a live stream guest a few months ago.
I love his videos.
I do too.
Gord a long time ago and told him how much I liked him early on.
Yeah, Gord has a great channel. He was part of the inspiration for me starting my channel. Definitely part of the inspiration for me buying the Kubota B2601 because that's what he had at the time. And he had so many great videos about it. I felt like I knew the tractor by the time I got it.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I know a lot about it too, and I've never had one.
Which you could at this point. So, all right, folks, I'm going to hit the draw button. We've got 52 entries now. So let's see who wins this one. Excuse me. Oh, I just stopped the music. Oh, well. Roger. Roger's our winner tonight. Is it now? Do you recognize that name? Is that one of your?
I don't recognize that name. No.
I don't know that I do either. But anyway, congratulations, Roger.
That's cool.
I'm intentionally not saying the last name because I don't know exactly how you would say that.
Bonin.
Could be Bonif, for all we know.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I mean, we don't know anymore.
If they pronounce things
Anyway,
the way we do up here.
That's right. That's right. So congratulations, Roger. What I need for you to do is to send me an email. And I'm going to put this on the screen. Send an email to contact mcgtv@gmail.com. Send me your name and mailing address, Roger, and let me know that you won the sticker giveaway on the January 3rd live stream. And I will mail these out to you very soon. So just shoot me an email, Roger. Thank you and congratulations. So that is fun.
There's a question there from P. Biederman. You see that?
Let's see. Let me lose this and change that. Question from, who was it again?
P. Biederman. He says, you talked about hats in your last video. Do you ever think you'll see any stickers? It's funny he asked that.
It is funny he would ask that because we're going to do a second sticker giveaway.
How about that?
Second sticker giveaway, and it's going to be Neil stickers. So that'll be fun. Now, I have to create a second drawing here. So any other questions here that Neil can answer while I'm doing that?
Dave,
that's a funny comment from B Hall. Sorry.
What did it say?
My wife has a tractor payment because of GP Outdoors. Thanks, Gord.
Yeah, Sassafras Valley asked me what I'd like to drive that I haven't, and I was thinking about that. I've never driven a train. That would be cool to drive a train. Nice. I would say that I've never driven an airplane, but my uncle had an airplane. My mom's brother Larry had and he let me, take the joysticks when I was a kid, and I did that a couple different times. So I've kind of technically driven an airplane, but a train, that'd be at the top of the list. And I'm just, I have so much admiration for pilots, so I keep thinking about planes. But yeah, I've been on about everything construction-wise. I think maybe a road grader. I've driven a road grader, but never got good at it. That's a tough machine to run.
A road grader's tough to run?
Oh, yes. Yep. So I've never been on a road grader. When I was working in excavating, I drove an earth mover, a scraper, a John Deere self-propelled scraper, self-loading scraper, and that's what I spent most of my time on. But and those are underutilized tools nowadays. Everybody loads with excavators and haul trucks, but so Koch. Yeah, a lot of people pronounce my name Koch, and we have family in North Carolina that pronounce it that way. So,
yeah. Well, we'll just call you Neil. That way it's
Ship Submarine. I did think Submarine from Steel to Wood. He's always commenting too on my videos. I did think Ship or Submarine actually.
You'd like to drive a submarine?
No, I thought of that, but thought there's no way I want to go down on a submarine. So I'm I don't like being in the water too much. Lakes are fine, but I can't. I've never been out in the ocean, like away from land. And
Yeah. I think I'm the same way. And the submarines I've seen on dry land, like for whatever reason, I've done little tours or whatnot. I've become a little more claustrophobic as I get older, and there's some pretty tight spots in there.
Yeah, rear steer fire truck.
Well, let's do this. Let's do this drawing for Neil's sticker. You want to hold those stickers up again, Neil?
Sure. These are the monocolor, the single colored version. I had some 3-color versions, but I'm out of them, like the one that's up here. But
well, they're still great. So here's what we're gonna do then. Same thing, U.S. and Canada only. I think everybody has a chance to win because they haven't won these before. So just type in the word #DIY.
Cool.
And we'll get the entries in there, and then we'll do a quick little drawing, and you'll win stickers from Neil's channel. How fun is that?
Yeah, we had that construction expo meet and greet that maybe some of my viewers saw. Dirt Perfect put that on. I've got to meet the YouTuber Dirt Perfect and a lot of those other YouTubers. I took my stickers there to Louisville and gave away all of the colored ones. Actually, there's one. I think I have one. Yeah, one that got wrinkled up. But so there's the other version. I need to get some more made, but I'm surprised how much fun it is to give away stickers.
It is fun, right? Everybody, we're like little kids. Everybody loves stickers.
Yeah,
even full-grown adults love stickers.
I mean, if I ever see one out in the wild, like stuck to somebody's car, I'm gonna lose my mind. That would be great.
Yeah, I gotta say, Neil, your stickers are more popular than mine. We've got 73 entries already.
Oh, wow, cool.
So that's fun, but that's maybe also because nobody from the live stream has won your stickers yet. A lot of people can't enter for mine because we've had so many winners in the past. But that's great. So I'm gonna click this in just a moment here. We got 73 entries, and we will see who will win Neil's stickers tonight. 74. Somebody squeezed one in there. Here we go. All right. Who will it be for Neil's sticker? I don't have a drum roll. Michael McLaughlin. Congratulations, Michael.
Cool. Congratulations, Michael.
And look, he's got a John Deere there on his
yeah, it's like
profile
a 10,
picture.
1023 or 25. I can't really tell, but that's cool.
Excellent. Congratulations, Michael.
Thanks for entering, Michael, and thanks so much for.
Now, what we're going to do is I was just going to have Michael email me at contactmcgtv@gmail.com. So, Michael, send your name, mailing address, and I will forward that information to Neil rather than have Neil send the stickers to me and me send them to you. That works for you, right, Neil?
Yep, that's perfect. No problem.
Excellent. Again, congratulations, Michael. Well, what a fun time I have had, Neil. I want to just say what an honor it's been for me to talk to you. Like it's fun for the viewers to see you interviewed and whatnot, but really it's a gift to me. So it really was great to talk to you. I really appreciate it. You are, as I mentioned, such a great storyteller, but you are genuinely a nice person. That comes through on your content and speaking with you privately and speaking with you here. There are certain people in the world that are just genuinely good people, and you're one of those people. So I've tremendously enjoyed the little bit that we've got to chat here. So much.
I appreciate it. Thanks for the kind words, and I must say I really enjoy your channel as well. You have such a high production value, and just the tone of your videos is calming and soothing and straightforward. I believe everything you say. So there's something to that too. You can just tell when you trust someone. So I appreciate you having me on. I kind of look forward. I was more nervous than I thought I'd be, but this is really fun.
Well, no need for that. And it's a good time, and hopefully you'll come back. We'd love to have you come back sometime.
Sure.
I want to remind the viewers to click the thumbs up if you enjoyed the live stream. And then when you leave here tonight, folks, shoot on over to Neil's channel. There's also a link in the YouTube description to Neil's channel. There's not only a link to that specific video that I talked about, but to his channel in general. So click on that when we're done here tonight. Check out Neil's channel. Subscribe to it if if you've not yet subscribed, and if it's, you know, something you're interested in. So that would be great. And, you know, comment in the videos if you have other questions for Neil. You know, we'll be in touch for sure. And maybe we'll have Neil back. Maybe we'll have Neil back as kind of a roundtable with some other content creators that we've had in the past. I thought that'd be kind of neat.
That'd
If I
be
could bring
great.
back some of the past guests and maybe have you guys on together. So
yeah,
that would be
I've
fun.
really enjoyed it. I never know what people are interested in knowing. You know, you kind of share without any filter when you put videos on YouTube, and you never know what people actually want to hear or not. So seeing some questions from people in a live format has really been fun.
You're right. The feedback is great for us as content creators, because, you know, you get feedback basically through likes and through views, but it's nice to hear from people specifically. So
Yeah, definitely. And they've, you know, that they've committed the time to be here tonight for this. So they, you know, there's a little extra involved in this live stream view. So I'm very thankful. I made a video just yesterday that kind of summarized 2021, and just, I can't get over how much it means to the creators to have that feedback and that support from all the subscribers and the commenters and just people that are willing to back what you're doing, you know, when they have no skin in the game. You know, they're willing to give of their time to watch, and it's just, I don't know, it fuels me for doing more.
absolutely. And I mentioned that in my I put out a little bit of a holiday message, and I mentioned that YouTube has, I think at the time, I think I said 300 hours of content uploaded every minute. That was apparently an old fact. I went back, and it's actually like 500 hours of content is uploaded to YouTube every minute of every day. So as I said in that live stream to folks, I don't know how you found me, but I'm glad you did. Like it's you know, there's so much content out there. It's amazing that people do find us, and we're glad to find each other. So,
Yep.
all right. Well,
Amazing.
listen, Neil, again, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. I want to thank the viewers for tuning in tonight, and check out Neil's channel and all the other great content. Neil, happy New Year to you. I hope that every year is better than the one before. So,
Yep.
best
Same
to
to
you
you.
and your family, and we'll look forward to chatting with you again in the future. Again,
Yep.
to the folks watching, thanks so much. I look forward to seeing you next time.